Hey, this is Old School Gamer 82, and after more than a year, I'm back with a new episode of Old School Game Reviews. I thought I was done reviewing games, but I was wrong. Recently, a game has been brought to my attention of which has been said it's worth checking out. And after playing for about 2 hours, I couldn't believe what I saw. This episode is dedicated to a movie license game based on a kids movie and aimed at the hardest core of the hardcore gamers. So there we go with Beauty and the Almost Impossible to Control Beast for the Super Nintendo. The title may sound like a joke, but it's the truth, I tell you, and you will see in the video. So here's the title screen, and let's visit the options. And the first thing that bothers me here is there is no easy mode. As I've said, the game is based on a kids movie. So the target audience should have been young kids, maybe even little girls, who knows. Not having an easy mode means there's something wrong, and yeah, the game shows it through and through. But let's have a look at the good points first, the graphics and the sound. From the graphics point of view, the game delivers the goods. The scenery is well detailed and there are a few nice lighting effects. The animation of both the character and the enemies is fluid and fulfills the SNES standards. So, no real complaints here, let's move on to the sound. As far as I've gotten into the game, the music fits the overall scenery and adds to the mood. The sound effects on the other hand probably could have been a little bit better, but they're still good enough. Now let's move on to the controls, and this is where things really get ugly. I'm not sure what happened here or if the controls have been tested at all, but I've rarely seen such bad controls in a jump and run game. And as we all know, good controls are crucial in a jump and run game. Bad controls not only spoil all the fun, but also make the game unnecessarily hard and tedious. And in this particular case, the game's not only hard, it's almost impossible! That's why I gave it a title, Beauty and the Almost Impossible to Control Beast. In this game you get hit a lot, because you run into every fucking spider, rat or whatever creeps in the castle. Avoiding hits is next to impossible. Why is that? Well, for once it seems that your attack is slightly delayed, maybe half a second. It doesn't happen every time, but almost, and that's really annoying. Did you see that? The rats seem to be the most aggressive enemy in the whole game. Once they get hold of you, they are really hard to get rid of. What kind of bullshit is this? He's the fucking beast. Why does he get attacked by rats anyway? And even more questionable, why do they take away so much health? Anyway, as I've said, you get hit a lot in this game, by everything. And as a result of this, you also die a lot. Let me just show you a few examples. Now, those were just a few examples of the many deaths you will suffer throughout the game, but I think you get the point. Let's move on to the final issue, which is, as always, the gameplay itself. Many gameplay problems are a result of the very bad controls. But let me just show you a few fuck-ups that made the gameplay even more weird or tedious. Here's a good example. At the very beginning you follow the candle dude. Seems like a good idea. But all of a sudden, you see, he leads you to a dead end. What the hell? Are you freaking kidding me or what? Now just beat the shit out of him. Here you arrive at a platform which doesn't move. So, how do you get up there? Jumping won't work and you can't hang on to the walls as well. So, this seems like a dead end, and you're trapped. 15 minutes later though, I figured out what I had to do. You have to stand on this very platform and... yeah, by roaring you set certain platforms in motion. How stupid is that? If you would at least have to toggle a switch, then it would be understandable, but roaring? Holy shit. These cannibal guys are most likely the biggest pain in the butt since the flying Medusa heads of Castlevania. They always seem to hit you, but it's pretty much impossible for you to hit them. Very fair. Here the game gets even weirder, as you have to roar in order to make a bat freeze in mid-air. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, the jumping won't work, of course, because the controls are slippery and unresponsive. So you have to try this several times. Can it get any more tedious? And by the way, this is not the only spot where you have to do this. At certain parts of the levels, you get to touch this mirror thing here, which shows you the way. Of course, it's not possible to skip this. So, when you die, you have to watch it over and over and over again. And of course you die a lot, as you know. And last but not least, this broom here. You can attack it, but it won't die. Why? Does it have some kind of superpowers so it's indestructible? Of course it can hit you. Of course this is not that much of an issue, but still, this is completely unnecessary. Alright, this game has so many flaws that it deserves a very special rating. My final words, this game is a complete failure. I don't know what the developers were thinking, but they totally missed their target audience. No child would find this mess amusing, and I highly doubt that any hardcore gamer would play a game based on a Disney movie. The only advice I can give is, stay away from this game at any cost. For who could learn to love a beast? Well, not me. Oldschoolgamer82 says over and out, until the next time.